Hello and welcome to The Corner. I'm the Frosted Glass and I'm joined by my fellow Alabaster Savages, not Jack Gunsky.
I will not drink a yard of beer tonight.
Moonshock.
What did you couldn't remember my name?
I don't know, the
I
guy
am
with the
here.
thing.
I am the guy with the thing. It is not a yard glass. That's going to be tonight's theme is fucking
The-
yard glasses.
The Uniboober.
I am the uni boober. Thank you. And here, let me give it a little squeeze. Oh yeah, there you go.
Terry
Okay, on your own
Dynamicus.
time.
Can we get Sanguine on to explain the difference between beer with an E and beer with no E?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And this week's special guest, Delahazed.
Yo and hello.
He's
So-
Canadian.
Yeah, he's just here for diversity's sake.
He's hard to
It's the St. Patrick's Day special. We needed something green.
Well, I don't know if you guys have heard, but apparently there's something going on in Ukraine right now.
What
Is
like
there?
a steam sale?
what the
I
fuck?
bet it's a steam
Shit.
sale.
Is that a kind of, isn't that a gigantic bird?
Ukraine,
yeah.
crane. We all crane for ice crane.
Hmm.
No, I think Ukraine is that big bird, the one that flies around and eats fish and shit like that.
Yeah, it's
You're
Fraser,
confused with the
Ukraine.
term.
Fraser, Ukraine.
Well, a lot of people have offered their opinions on what's going on in Ukraine, but you know
Wait.
one person we haven't heard from?
Oh
Greta
god.
Thunberg?
How dare you?
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Jaron
Um,
Mays.
Who?
Oh, goody. I like him. He's
Yay.
Dante called you a snow Mexican, Della.
Yeah,
that's not
and?
inaccurate.
Are you trying to take Cat Movies' job in those commercials? 'Cause You're doing a hell of a job, my man.
Jaron? Jaron.
Yeah, Jaron Mays. He's a long time feature on here on the
Oh,
corner.
yeah, the link is
Yeah,
purple, so I've seen this dipshit
he's-
before.
He's Dusty
Mr.
Coon
Dusty
Man.
himself.
Oh, yeah. He's this guy that's got those stupid fucking Malcolm X glasses. Okay.
Yeah, he's Dusty Smith.
Fuck this guy.
He's Mr. Dusty.
62-year-old black man becomes Captain Planet, joins fight in Ukrainian war.
What? He doesn't look blue with fucking green hair and a big old thingy on his chest and getting all weak when you pour toxic waste on him.
To be fair, they got Don Cheadle to look like him, so
What does he
That's a
have
good
like?
point, actually.
Does he have like a bunch of diverse kids who follow him around?
Oh my god.
Well, we don't talk about that. That's one of the reasons they conscripted him into the
There's
war.
only one thing to say about that, and that's sparkle.
Mhm.
If anybody gets that reference, you are awesome.
Well, I triggered
I
Cynic
do.
by reminding him that Dusty Smith exists.
Dusty Smith.
Who's Dusty Smith?
Yeah, it used to be an atheist. Well, I suppose he still is. He's an atheist YouTuber. Really,
Oh.
really terrible opinions on
Another one of
on
those.
Twitter.
huh?
He's like
He-
very, very cringy.
Yeah, he was one of the old atheist types who then, drank the Kool-Aid.
Well, atheists were the transgender before transgender became a thing. Everybody's got to have a hobby.
Mhm.
Some people are just flat out lost in the mind.
Yeah, they're all you fucking people that write articles like this.
There's this interesting story out of Detroit about this 62-year-old black man wanting to go fight in Ukraine. I know this
Okay, first
sounds...
of all, hold on. First of all, as a Michigander, I will denounce the whole anybody from Detroit and Detroit itself. So I am in no way, shape, or form in the same state as these people.
What about RoboCop?
That's the difference. Because he actually did good stuff, but no.
RoboCop's one of the good ones.
He's one of the good Detroiters.
I know this sounds ridiculous, because it is, but this is real. An old black man from Detroit wants to go fight in Ukraine.
Okay, let him. What do you care?
Exactly. Like, who fucking cares? Let him go and die.
Then he offers a video. All right, so on the surface, most people would be like, what is wrong with him? This man is crazy.
Yeah.
Why?
He looks like that dude that went on the fucking the Today Show. That black dude that had the golden voice. He looks just like him.
No.
Well, if that picture
that-
sort of did.
No. Not
I don't
even
know who you're
close.
talking about.
Jack obviously does. Or excuse me, not Jack.
Remember a while back there was like a guy in a video and he's a homeless man and some people walk up to him, hey, say something, because he apparently had voice training to be a radio personality, and he got famous that way and he ends up getting a job, but he also had loads of personal problems, and it's a whole thing.
He went from nothing to famous and back to nothing.
Yeah.
He looks like, I'm telling you, he looks like that guy.
He does.
I'm going to find him and I'm going to compare these two pictures. God damn you, Jack.
Why is he going to leave Detroit and talk about how he's going to go over there and he's going to go fight in Ukraine? I guess this fool must not have seen the videos of all those African refugees being mistreated and harmed by the same Ukrainians he's trying to help. These
Well, maybe
people...
he hates African refugees like all good people do.
Well, he sort of looks like him.
These people didn't care not one bit about saving the lives of those Africans, including the women and children.
I like him even more now.
Because they don't look at black women as regular women. That's only for white women. The same goes for the children.
What?
People cannot deny the truth of this because the videos have been coming out left and right showcasing the anti-black racism with these Ukrainian white supremacists.
Can I just say, if you're going to write off people for racism, I have news for you. Most of the world is racist. Most of the world has tons and tons of racism.
No,
So
America
much
invented
hate in your
racism.
facts right now.
America invented
Once you remove
racism.
the dusty coons, the black race is without racism.
No, the only country where racism exists is the United States. Okay, let's just put that straight
No,
right now.
this man
That's
is
adorable.
this man is saying that Ukraine is the people of Ukraine are racist. I'm saying, well, I'm sorry, but this man hates everyone.
No. He likes black people that aren't coons. It's just that almost all of them are coons.
Yeah, almost. He likes, maybe he likes 3 people in the world. Everybody else he has very major problems with.
Yeah.
How can you be this man and function in society?
Am I the only one that just doesn't really give 2 shits about what happens in the Ukraine?
No, I don't care.
Okay, I really don't care. I honestly
No one
don't.
really gives a shit, but it just looks good if they look like they do.
Oh, so if you virtue signal, it makes you look good. If you don't give a flying fuck about it like I do, oh my god, what's wrong with you?
I think more
Precisely.
brands of cheese should become racial slurs. I think we need to commit to this.
The problem is that it was a real big turnoff to see basically all the worst people in the world getting behind Ukraine all in unison. And I was just like, I saw all the talk show hosts and the news anchors and the politicians and the what do you call it, celebrities. They all were like all at once, we support Ukraine. And I was like, no, get me away from them.
No, if you are not a political commentator and you have an opinion on Ukraine in any way, I will not support your business. Like, I will not use the Humble Bundle because they did a Ukrainian bullshit thing. I lost. I don't really want to play Duck Duck Goose anymore because they started cashing in on, we're selling Ukrainian skins for the ducks. I was like, fuck off.
I mean,
Wow, selling Ukrainian skins, that's hardcore.
Sorry, Terry, keep going.
Well, DuckDuckGo even started blocking Russian shit too. Even the search engine is fucking virtue signaling.
Yeah. I don't like what's going on, and I think that what's happening now reminds me of like what America did to the Japanese during World War II. It sounds very the same. It is open discrimination against Russians, most of whom are not involved with this at all.
Counter argument. George Takei was in those internment camps, and he seems pretty, gung ho on supporting Ukraine.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, well, he's also a pedophile, so I don't give a fuck what he thinks.
Well, he did confess to that, yes.
He's
And,
a fucking weirdo. And not because he's gay. He's just, in general, he's a fucking weirdo.
And off topic, you know how in like movies and stuff you have like the Indian like tracker characters, like they can pick up trails and stuff. I think we should refer to them as search engines.
There you go.
I fully endorse this.
Yes,
I'm okay with this. To be fair, with the way Camel talks, he probably already does.
But honestly, when it comes to the Ukraine, I can understand the motivation to get behind it. On the surface level, it sounds like a noble enough cause if you don't think about it too much.
No, I do not want political opinions from game shops. I do not want political opinions from Menulog, which is where I used to order my meals. I do not have political opinions unless that is the nature of your business. If you're the Daily Wire, fine, be political. If you're a food shop or a game shop, shut the fuck up.
Also, I will.
Hey, Cam on the chat. Wait, what?
I will. I also should make a confession. I totally bought that Humble Bundle. There was a ton of great stuff in that. I gave the minimum amount. I don't give a shit. Whatever. Let them throw their money at some worthless cause that I'm sure will mostly get laundered.
Of course.
Whatever. I bought it strictly because it was a good price.
No, I saw it and I nope, I'm done with you.
What was in it exactly?
Fuck off.
All right. These people value the lives of dogs more than the lives of black people. Now all of a sudden, this old decrepit Negro decides to turn into Captain Planet.
Just to clarify, not the black dogs.
Which is a good Led Zeppelin song, by the way.
No, I'm waiting for him to do what Kwame said. Let our powers combine.
But when you have a
Captain
person...
Negro.
But when you have a person like this, who's clearly a lost coon, there's no hope for people like him.
Well, there's this. He has to use that C word there, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He just likes cheese. I don't know. It used to be a good brand, I guess.
Yeah, for him, coons are basically crypto Jews, for Nazis.
Yeah, this man, like I said, I don't know how he functions, just hating everyone in the world for a variety of reasons.
I'm surprised he didn't say he's clearly just a lost, dusty coon.
Johnny Elcat in the chat. Captain Planet, he's a Negro.
I'm surprised YouTube let him say that.
I am too.
Gonna take the Ukraine down to 0.
There you
go.
Let's see. Now I want people to take a hard look at this photo below. Really pay close attention to his facial expression. Okay, he just seems happy.
He's smiling, and he's smiling next to white people, didn't you know?
Well, that just proves that he's a
you guys are missing it. He's clearly just standing there, menacingly.
Okay, so there's earth, there's fire, there's wind, there's water, coconut. All 5 elements are right there represented. Time to summon Captain Planet.
Heart was the stupidest thing ever. They should not have added heart to Captain Planet.
Yeah, heart's not an element. There's no such thing.
It'd be great if the heart kid had the power to stop people's hearts.
Reach into someone's chest, pull their heart out.
Like he's secretly.
You want to pollute the environment? Be a shame if your heart just suddenly stopped.
Like he's secretly the most hardcore member of the group. This photo screams trapped in the sunken place.
Oh God!
What?
I don't know what the sunken place is.
What the hell does that mean?
It's a reference to that Jordan Peele movie, Get Out. I think it is.
Wow.
the sunken place. I think it was like white people taking over black bodies or some ridiculous thing. But the sunken place is basically selling out your race, from what I can tell.
Look at his eyes in that photo. He looks like he's not even there. You see, the thing is this. When the white supremacists really got you, that's how you're gonna be. You're going to have this same lost look on your face. You're not even operating like someone who is even human at this point. You are a complete lost... You are a complete lost, soulless slave.
I mean, I agree that black people aren't people, but I mean, it seems
Wow,
a bit much to write it in medium.
That'll teach him to
Wow.
that'll teach him to stand near white people.
He garnered all of that from a photo. What is wrong with you?
Man,
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I'd like to see this guy take a Rorschach test.
Coon. Another coon.
What is this black ink blot? Why does it gotta be black?
Did someone get dust on this?
Here's the unfortunate truth. There are a lot of black people who don't care about the pain and suffering of other black people.
I mean,
When
I don't care about
Negroes-
the pain and suffering of other white people.
Capital B.
Well, who cares about white people?
That's YPPO. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I love that word.
When Negroes like this look at these images coming out of Ukraine with all of the destruction, violence, and tragedies, for some odd reason, it breaks their hearts. It's killing them.
So
Even-
you know, it wasn't too long ago that we were reading articles accusing white people of not having empathy, and here is a black person who's having empathy and is getting criticized for it.
Well, it's empathy for the wrong people, for the wrong
Yeah.
race.
Exactly.
True.
I mean, I don't have to agree with this man. I think he's a nut, but come on. I mean, he just saw something that he disagrees with.
Which makes him a coon.
Yeah. Even though this man lives right in Detroit, the most dangerous city in America, according to WorldPopulationReview.com, this man over here talking about he wants to go help somebody, well, why don't you start at home first? There are plenty of people in Detroit that you can help right there in your own community.
Maybe
There's-
that's why he went to the Ukraine to join the war. It was safer than Detroit.
Yeah. There's pain and suffering happening in Detroit right now, especially coming off this pandemic. The economic issues, the high crime rate, the black women and children that are going through hell, and all
I was
types
hoping
of...
he wouldn't finish that sentence. The black women and children.
and all types of conflict are happening every single day in that area that he can lend assistance to. He can lend assistance to the conflict.
Why not?
But he doesn't care because coons don't value black lives like that whatsoever. But he values white life.
White lives matter.
It's a shame when you have folks like this who would go above and beyond to help a group of people that don't care anything about black people, but won't put that same energy into his community. My mom always told me that gray hair symbolizes wisdom. Unfortunately,
It
that's
doesn't.
not
It
always the
symbolizes
case.
getting old.
Well, you do know that gray is a product of white and black, so there you go.
Yeah, that's interracial mixing, which is racist.
Gray hair is definitely racist because it represents.
No, I
interracial.
mean, I've said that before. My hair is very racist because it's getting less and less black and more white as the years go on.
Shame on you, sir.
This man is an old fool, y'all. This man
Y'all.
has been this man has been on this earth for 62 years and ain't learned nothing.
Ain't learned. Why can't you just say hasn't learned anything? Ain't learned
Because-
nothing.
Because they ain't learned.
Yeah.
Ain't
I'm
learned
Aren't
what
you
you
paying
ain't
attention?
learned.
I'm
They
20
ain't learned how to do that, all right? Quit harassing them.
I'm 27 years old and I'm wiser than him to understand how racism works. And you
Whatever,
don't
What?
even.
dude.
What a
Whatever.
what a load of ego on this guy. Imagine seeing someone who's older than you and accusing him. This man might have actually grown up in the period where there was actual racism against him.
You mean
Uh,
2022? I think everyone.
and this author has the ego to claim that he knows more about racism when he probably has not experienced that level of racism in his lifetime.
Hey, he's probably had to stand next to white people. Isn't that bad enough?
Hmm.
Yes.
Anybody that does that, oh my god, that's such a bad experience.
Look, it's not by choice, okay?
And you don't even have to study about it, to be honest. You don't have to research people like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Neely Fuller Jr., Malcolm X, Assata Shakur, or Dr. Francis Cress Welsing.
Okay,
Life-
stop. The first time I saw Asada Shaker, I was like, "Is that ass shaker?"
I mean, I'm
don't
guessing
have
this
to
person is black, so
research.
probably yes.
Ass
I love how he
shaker.
says you don't have to research and lists off a bunch of names he clearly researched.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although
clearly.
he would probably say that twerking is dusty. Life is the greatest teacher. It's a daily lesson in how black folks are treated in this country. Just
But
pay
if life
attention.
is the greatest teacher, then someone who has 62 years of life, by his own definition, has learnt more than the person who has 27 years of life.
I was about to say the exact same thing, Terry.
Yeah, but this guy has read stuff by Nation of Islam members,
Ooh.
Oh,
so he
right.
knows more.
And a person who has only a letter for a last name definitely knows more than anybody. He knows what it's like to be oppressed.
No, he's just the 10th Malcolm.
Malcolm the 10th.
Yeah. Just pay attention. Life will always teach you a lesson. But it is what it is. This man dude can risk his life if he wants to.
Man,
He's a man dude. Like my dad always says, you gotta let a fool be a fool.
well, then you obviously took that to heart because you are a fool. Whatever, dude.
Full
Next.
of wisdom, am I right?
Ding, 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 ding. That's
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's the man with the golden voice again.
Well, I think we learned a lot about the Ukrainian issue right there.
Oh, definitely.
Will just made a good joke. Does that make Malcolm the Fifth Malcolm in the middle?
Yes, obviously.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
like puns. I like
No,
puns.
boo. I will cheer on Will's joke.
Malcolm V.
All right. Well, with the end of the first article comes the first game. And that game is Sad Libs.
The best game ever.
Yay.
You shut up. That's a
Where-
great game.
Where I take 4 headlines from Medium, take out one word, and you guys have to fill in that one word Mad Lib style. And then the chat will vote on which one is best. All right. So, Jack, I need a liquid.
It's gotta be either urine or jizz, but I gotta play it carefully. Let's go with jizz.
All right. Moon, I need an activity.
Well, let's go ahead and keep in the same vein. Sex.
I was hoping you'd say lynching.
Lynching? Oh, okay. Lynching. Terry is he's very persuasive.
All right.
Well, I think we should follow the theme of the previous article, and then,
Alright.
that was all about black people. So lynching.
And Terry, I need a plural noun.
Well, since that article was all about coons, I'm going to say cheeses.
All
I
right.
hope that this is a circumstance wherein cheeses can be interpreted in an alternate way.
Okay. How many different ways can you interpret it? All right.
I thought you were a man of the internet, Frosted.
And Della, I need a thing or things.
Let's go with nipples.
Hey.
You're welcome.
It's a living thing.
That was so lack of energy on that one, Jack. But I'll give it to you.
No. That makes it better because I could barely hear it.
You're just like, it's 11.
All right. So Jack's is the civilization from Peru that avoided war by drinking jizz.
Oh. Well, now I want to vomit.
Well, change his into the vomit then.
Oof.
All right. And Moon's is lynching and abortion. Is there a comparison point? All right. And Terry's queer people need more than cheeses.
There you go.
And Della's, if you have a vagina, it's not your job to push nipples out of it.
That makes so very little sense that I think it's the best one.
Oh, Jack, you're roboting.
That's
All right.
it made so little sense. I think it's the best one.
All right.
I don't
And
know, avoiding war by drinking jizz, I tell you.
and I'm starting up a poll so the chat can vote on it.
I'm just imagining like a pair of woman's legs being scissored together like a pop gun or something. Little nipples flying out of it.
That's disgusting. Well, women do make nipples after all, since that's a product of their own making. I'm stupid. Ignore me.
Sorry, what?
Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
I think I made Mike R's night.
Yes, his night is now complete because you did your living thing.
Yeah. It's kind of close between Della and Jack. Della is in the lead so far.
For the record, I voted for Della
So did I.
Oh,
because the visual is priceless.
oh, well, in that case, I'll vote for me too.
You bastard.
And damn proud of it.
Hey, go for it. If I thought mine was the best, I would have voted for mine.
Well, I mean, if I'm clearly got that much of a lead, doesn't matter who I vote for.
Oh, who's tapping on a jar or a glass?
I'm tapping on metal.
Oh, okay. It sounded
With
like
metal.
a glass jar. But was it a frosted glass jar?
Hey, he's not tapping me.
That may be how you get on the show, but it's not how I got here.
Yeah, we have a casting couch. Yeah.
That's why I prefer to stand.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe someone actually voted for queer people need more than cheeses.
They need Jesus crust.
Now, if you had actually said queer
They
people
need-
need more than just coons or more than coons, that would be
They need more than cheese. They need pepperoni, maybe sausage.
Tomato
They need-
sauce.
Yeah,
They
they
need-
need tomato sauce.
They need stuffed crust.
Oh, stuffed crust. Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got.
Fine. I will stuff you all in the crust.
All right. Well, we've got 20 votes in, and Della has 50% of the vote. So I'll call it there. With Jack in second with 25%.
Rigged.
There were 17 people watching and 20 votes. What the fuck?
It's not rigged if I didn't win, Terry.
It's
Yes,
always
it is.
rigged, even if you
Yes,
don't
it
win.
is.
No, you rigged it just enough that we wouldn't get suspicious, which has actually made you more suspicious.
It's rigged for her
Yeah.
pleasure.
Did you not just hear someone say there was 20 votes and only 17 watching? It's totally rigged.
Yeah, it's 5D
16,
And it
chess.
was
Nice
money
one.
well spent, thank you.
Oh, it's 16 now. It went
Terry is an
down.
expert on game theory, didn't you know?
Well, I did watch the YouTube channel, so I should
It's
be.
a game theory.
All right. Well, on
I'm
to.
Can I just say, I'm always disappointed that game theory never actually discussed game theory.
That guy's voice annoys me. I couldn't watch more than a couple of his videos.
Yeah,
No,
me too.
I don't like Matt Pat. He's annoying.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, on to our next article, and you know, we're all guys here, so you know, there's the potential that we'll all be dads someday. So that's
Not
why
gonna
we
happen.
need this next article.
Been there, done that.
8 easy ways to be a feminist dad.
There you go.
Thankfully, I will never be that, so I'm perfectly
Step
fine.
1,
with that.
castrate your son at birth.
Yep. Della, are you a
To
feminist
castrate
dad?
yourself.
Okay, is this
No,
Jordan,
I mean, I assume that was done immediately after conception.
Jordan Shapiro?
Yep.
You know, it's funny because if you are a male feminist, perhaps the best thing you can do for women is to castrate yourself.
No, I figured it
Oh.
out. He castrated himself before conception. That's not his kid.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes more sense for a male feminist.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure he'll murder her someday. So,
Yeah.
Oh.
what
I
are you
think we should
looking at?
nickname him Ben because I think he would appreciate that.
Oh, I'm looking at a larger version of the picture that's on that article. This guy is a complete douchebag. He looks like your fucking hipster with rainbow shit behind his head.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me get a good picture.
I assume he's related to Ben.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I don't think so, but you never know.
My aunt's a doctor.
All right.
But before we
link,
talk about that, we need to talk about Birch Gold.
link is in chat. If you want to look at this douchebag who looks like I'm more important, but he's got that fucking beanie hat on, so maybe he's a Tim Pool relative.
It's like if it's like if Tim Pool went gay and then converted to Islam.
My dogs even saw this douchebag. You're like, get out of my face.
All right. Well, it's a little long, so I'm just gonna skip the intro and go right to the 8 tips.
Oh, thank you.
Good call.
Just the tips?
There you go.
All right. Number 1, man up to feminism.
What does that even mean?
That sounds contradictory.
Yeah, it's a contradiction in terms.
Many men are afraid to identify as feminists, even though all the research shows that gender equity in their own best interest. Yep.
Research shows. A study came out performed by a feminist that said that feminism was the greatest thing ever.
Uncanny how that happens.
In fact, patriarchy makes men die younger. Therefore, a feminist dad never avoids the F word. He embraces it.
Faggot?
Yes, he embraces faggots. Not only.
Fucktard?
Oh, apparently
Obviously,
Sorry,
Moonshock
son.
has spent many years training his dogs to react violently to the word fucktard.
Or faggot.
Yeah.
So their dogs went crazy.
He's training his dogs to eat someone like the guy in Hannibal. You know.
Mm.
Let's see. He embraces it, not only for the women in his life, but also for his own sake, and everyone else's. Number 2, smash the patriarchy. A feminist dad
I'll do it this weekend. I've got some spare time.
A feminist dad understands the difference between smash the patriarchy and down with men.
There isn't
Word.
one.
The word patriarchy literally means rule by the father, from the Greek pater, father, and archis, leader. It describes a structural injustice. Therefore, eliminating patriarchy is about contesting the power and privileges that are unfairly awarded to certain categories of people. It has nothing to do with anger or resentment directed towards a specific subset of individuals.
Bullshit.
What are you talking about, Terry? He says right there.
No. I think he's confused. Let's be generous. He's a little confused.
Number 3, don't be a coward.
Well, that's
Many
good
men.
advice, actually.
Yeah.
Many men, especially fathers, feel threatened by the prospect of gender parity because they don't know how to imagine themselves without the entitlements of patriarchy. Psychologically speaking, it's a symptom of a basic identity crisis. Ironically, some men feel weak, exposed, vulnerable, and insignificant without the armored protection of male chauvinism. But feminist dads are not afraid. They know it's always possible for anyone to demonstrate importance, gain status, and earn respect. It's just that phallic genitals and or male gender identity no longer constitute a free pass.
That's retarded.
With a capital R.
Yeah.
Number 4. Be the troll beneath the footbridge.
I thought that trolls were white supremacists.
No, go. Let him continue. I want to hear how this plays out.
Men are taught to imagine that we're the heroes of our own stories. Folks on TikTok.
Oh
This has
God,
never-
no!
This has never
No.
applied to women ever.
Oh God! Oh, this is gonna be bad. You're gonna tell human beings to imagine themselves as a lesser being because of feminism. You're gonna ask men to imagine themselves as a lesser being because of feminism, and you're going to claim that it's about equality of the sexes and not supremacy.
No,
Well,
not equality, equity. Big
Yeah.
difference.
Well, in the next sentence, he makes an appeal to authority. Folks on TikTok call this main character syndrome. There's nothing wrong with it. Obviously, you are the protagonist of your own life, but recognize that everyone else is too. That means in your children's autobiographies, you might be the villain, or the mentor, or the wacky sidekick. Dads often forget that the rest of the family's story is not a fable about how well they've been fathered. Good parenting requires dad to put his own script aside. Often it's more important to play the supporting roles well.
I mean, he can say that, but there is no word, no phrase more terrifying to a child than "wait till your father comes home."
Okay, I'm
It's true.
confused. Is this person a fucking psychologist or a thespian?
Retard is what he is.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying, but I'm just saying, do they think they're a fucking psychologist or a thespian? Because they're trying to use both different kinds of lingo here so far.
No, like there is just an inherent sort of respect or fear or whatever to the father as opposed to the mother. It's just natural. It's like wait till your mother gets home. Like, what's she gonna do?
Mhm.
She's gonna be very disappointed in me. I think I'll live.
Well, no, but that would suggest that there's an inherent difference between the sexes, and as we all know, the sexes are identical, except that men are worse.
Exactly.
Alright, number 5. Know that father doesn't necessarily know best. One of the hardest parts about being a feminist dad is abandoning the old paternalistic style of offering guidance. Dads must recognize that...
But that's what being a parent is. That's
No
what
one likes a
parenting
helicopter papa.
is. That's what parenting is offering guidance when your child needs guidance.
No, Jack, that's enabling.
Now, they'll be fine on their own.
If
I've
you keep
read
helping
Lord...
them when they need it, they're just going to keep using you as a crutch and never get better.
I've read Lord of the Flies. It turned out fine.
Exactly.
Alright, dads must recognize that we sometimes deliver well-intentioned advice in a manner that belittles our children's agency and sends the wrong message about competence and expertise. Witness, listen, and support your child's unique journey instead. Model creative problem-solving skills, intellectual humility, a fluid conception of maturity, and a commitment to lifelong learning.
I think you're a ridiculous lunatic in chat said, just throw your kids to the wolves. It worked for Romulus and Remus. It'll work for your kid too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they like started Italy and shit.
No,
Although then
Rome,
again,
Rome wasn't real.
Exactly.
Everybody
also
knows
wasn't
that.
built in a day.
All right. Number 6. Redistribute household labor.
oh my god. Oh my god. Why does it always come back to communism with these people?
Well, because they're communists. What do you expect them to talk about?
They know nothing better than that.
It's like all of these people are built on the same fundamental misunderstanding of how the world works.
Yeah, like I said, they're communists.
Studies consistently show that even in most marriages with proudly progressive husbands, those who proclaim themselves evolved feminist men, household
Pussies.
labor remains unequally distributed.
Yeah, because the man has a fucking job.
Yeah, the man has the job, the woman stays home and does the housework. If that is how the work is distributed, how the household labor is distributed will favor the men.
Well, that's also excuse me. That's also a thing you notice too. Look at the difference between like your stereotypical '50s family. You know, husband works, woman, housewife stays home, takes care of the kids. Look how much better and successful people seem to have been back then, and how much
No, don't be-
happier they were back then.
Don't be ridiculous. They didn't even have proper feminism back then. How
Fuck
could they
feminism.
possibly have been happy?
It's not about doing what makes you feel good. It's about doing what some miserable SOB who's miserable all the time and will die miserable make what makes them feel good.
Yeah.
No, it's
what makes me
not
feel
about
good.
what makes you feel good. It's about what some prick determines is good for society.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, there's no denying that men have become much more involved in family care over the past few decades. Women are still the default caretakers. This is not just bad for your marriage, but also for your children. Consider consider how they make sense of witnessing gender discrepancies. What conclusions do they draw? A feminist dad knows that kids observe their parents and learn to take the unspoken, and oftentimes spoken, sexist expectations of the patriarchal nuclear family for granted. Redistribute domestic labor according to skill set, desire, practicality, or convenience, not gender or genitals.
This person is just such an incredible dirtbag. How do you function in society? How does any, although then again, that I think that's a good general question for all medium authors. How do you function in society?
Well,
Being
he tells
absolutely
fathers how to
batshit.
be. He tells people how to be better fathers.
Fuck this guy. He's a fucking big old pussy.
It's just word salad.
Well, you don't have to fuck this guy. He's already a father. That's how he knows all this wisdom to impart on the masses.
Do they even know what they're saying? Do they even actually understand the words that are coming out of their mouth? Or do they just regurgitate what they hear from
The latter.
some bullshit author?
I don't expect him to have a single brain cell to rub together. So I'm on team. They're just regurgitating.
Or this guy is a fucking retard who's probably ashamed of his own dick. That is
Well, he
probably
absolutely
the
is.
best description of this guy so far.
Yeah.
Alright, number 7. Avoid guy talk and other forms of gendered bonding.
Go fuck yourself, dude.
Yes.
How-
Do not have any friends that are not also your wife's friends.
Why doesn't this guy just go ahead and get his fucking dick and balls cut off and just become a woman? Because that's obviously what he strives to be.
He's not worthy of womanhood.
Well, he sure as fuck isn't representing men either. Fuck
No,
this
no.
guy.
This is
He,
just
he hates being a man, but he is not good enough to be a woman.
letting your wife
Yeah.
sleep around with extra steps.
Yeah, exactly. See, Jack gets it.
Yeah, they've given him a seat on the council, but he is not a Jedi Master yet.
This is Jack Murphy's alt account, isn't it?
Let's see. Fathers and sons often speak in gender-coded language, which masquerades as the acceptable and preferred social etiquette of male camaraderie.
Gender coded.
Hey, guess what? If you have a son and you're a guy and you're a father, you might have that extra connection to your son because men and women are different.
Misogynist.
Yeah, you fucking misogynist. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, get out of here, J.K. Rowling.
Yes.
It's often connected to spectator sports or ogling women. It's boastful and vulgar and brazenly homo and transphobic.
It's
What?
brazenly homo.
You wouldn't want a man ogling a woman, would you? He
That would be
might
brazenly homo.
he might try and have sex with her.
All
Oh,
right,
no. That must never happen.
Let me put it this way. Do I look at women? Hell fucking yeah. You want to know why? Because they are sexy as hell.
And
That
because
is
you
why
hate your
I
wife.
look at women. You want to know what the hell is? Okay, usually okay. It is a form of compliment. I mean, I'm not sitting there going, "Woo, you're so sick." Just like, yeah, I can
Now we know
respect.
why Sun has the portal.
You shut your goddamn mouth. No, to me, it is a form of respect and compliment. When I see a decent looking woman, I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm like, yeah, that's not bad. But it's not like, oh my god, I just want to go and fucking rip off my clothes and go and no.
You got to do it like in the cartoons. You go, "Auga, haba, 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 hoo."
and slap the feet like a wolf, like,
Yes. And if you could get your face to turn into a wolf's face, that's the perfect way to
There you
Now,
go.
do it.
you should be ogling men too. That way you're not homo or transphobic.
fuck that. No.
What
thank
I
you.
want to know is why do feminists find it so perplexing that men find women attractive when the fact is that's how we perpetuated the species for the last infinity years.
No.
I can tell you.
They don't find it perplexing. They understand that it's toxic masculinity. They understand it perfectly.
Being
Not
heterosexual
all.
is wrong. Okay?
Not all, because remember, Frosted just read in the article, people think of themselves as the main character of their story. So, and women tend to do this a lot too. So, when they see men who find women attractive but don't find them attractive, when they think of themselves as the main character, it becomes perplexing to them.
Yeah, so
No,
when
I
you're
think they just blame toxic masculinity. I think that's natural. It's just like, why did men do this? Whatever it is, the answer is toxic masculinity.
yeah, so whenever you're hanging out with your son, if you should teach him to ogle men and just be like, "Hey son, check out that guy's package."
Yeah, that way you won't be homo. Certainly
Yeah.
not brazenly homo.
I've never said that before. I've never said, "Hey son, check out that man's package."
I have. But that's because I was getting the delivery that day.
Of course, when I say son, I mean S-U-N, not S-O-N.
Yes. I got it.
Of course.
There's nothing okay about it. It's never just a joke. So-called guy talk sends a message to young people about conditions under which misogynist speech becomes acceptable. There are
All of
none.
them. It is always acceptable to be misogynist.
Yeah. And also, women never bad talk men when they're hanging out with each other.
I've
It
never
just
heard
does-
that even once.
It just doesn't happen.
I've never heard a woman criticize a man ever.
Nope.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't happen at every female comedy special. It doesn't happen at every female only event.
Well, I mean, when I was working at the bank, one of the bike dealerships thought I was a woman, and she said, "Typical fucking men," right? Like that. She said that to me because she thought I was a woman too.
What?
So, yeah, I mean, they're nothing but love and praise for men.
Did you play along?
I was caught off guard, so I just kind of said, "Uh-huh," and then got back to what I was actually calling about, which was, some contract that had a problem.
Tell me about it, sister. The same goes for mothers and daughters. Parents need to avoid bonding with children through guy talk and girls' night, because most conventional notions of gendered camaraderie reinforce sexist expectations, conceal the mechanics of systemic misogyny, and maintain the exclusionary patterns of patriarchal dominance.
Patriarchal dominance. Okay. Okay, Jack has now vomited.
No,
That's not-
that wasn't vomiting. That was the soul escaping my fucking body.
Oh, Dementors? Okay.
That's not to say you shouldn't bond with your kids. Just don't let the activity, the etiquette, or the appeal be preconditioned on anatomical or gendered characteristics.
Oh my god.
No penis fights seems to be the message there.
Sword fights.
No father-son docking, you know.
Oh.
Well, no, it's in the article. That would be bad.
Oh.
Well, let's just be honest. Terry would win.
Oh.
But he's a woman. All right. And finally,
everyone seems to think so when they hear my voice.
number 8, practice rigorous inclusivity.
No.
That's the Jack Murphy thing. Be inclusive of other men plowing your wife.
A feminist dad doesn't ask, how do I prepare my children for the tough realities of a gendered world? Instead, he acknowledges that it's his duty to raise people who are prepared to challenge all forms of sexism, misogyny, injustice, and oppression.
I didn't see racism in there. Oh my god.
Do you know what this woman thinks the most feminist dad way of raising a male child would be? Killing the male child and then killing himself.
This is a guy, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
His wife says the same thing.
It's gay Muslim Tim Pool, remember?
Yeah. Wait, what didn't you say earlier that you shouldn't offer advice and all that? So how are you supposed to teach them to combat sexism and all that?
Well, no, you show them to the wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask your mother.
Yeah. He owes it to the rest of humankind to cultivate a non-violent and non-dominant demeanor, modeling for his children an attitude of acceptance and an appreciation for diversity. So just raise a gay kid. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Non-dominant. God forbid a child have any sort of authority over his own life.
This guy's
How
wife fucks
fucking
him, not the other
miserable
way around.
How fucking miserable is this prick?
You've got to be miserable for the greater good.
This guy's wife fucks him, not the other way around. Strap
I
on
agree.
style.
No, Dante, it's not a femboy. He's not raising a femboy. A femboy would be like really promiscuous, and it's different. It's different.
A feminist dad extends his commitment to equality beyond just cisgender prejudices, fighting to create a safer world for transgender, non-binary, and other gender non-conforming individuals too. In fact, he rejects all forms of discrimination, exploitation, indignity, and coercion. He knows that consent is a prerequisite not only for sex, but also for education, work, religion, spirituality, psychology, policy, and play.
Are we done with this article yet? Please.
Yep, that was number 8.
What I was trying to say is that femboys are transphobic.
Well, everyone is.
Yeah.
This guy just needs to have his balls just removed.
Assuming he
Become
still
a
has
eunuch.
them.
Yeah, I mean, give him to his wife, who obviously has bigger balls than he does.
Let's just start the clock on this fella. How many days you think until he rapes a woman?
Minus 15.
I was gonna say hey, more like how many days since.
All right. Well, with the end of the second article comes the second game, which is for the chat only, not Jack,
Mm-hmm.
and
Huh?
that is the caption contest.
Get your timeout finger ready, Frosted. You'll need it.
Yeah. All right. And this is where I show a photo of a political figure or event, and the chat has to come up with a caption for it. And whichever one we like best, I'll tweet out after the show. All right. So this week's photo is, as Monkey has said, proof that men are even better at being women than women are.
Oh gosh.
Caitlyn Jenner was already proving that years ago.
And that is Leah Thomas, I believe her name is, a
Yep.
trans woman winning at the at some swimming competition for women.
And
Yep.
the real winner's on the right.
No, the left. You're looking at it backwards.
But why are they on the right? Are they like distancing themselves from this freak or what?
Yes,
Yeah.
basically.
They're-
Basically, they're not acknowledging the stunning bravery of Leah Thomas and what obstacles she had to overcome to win this women's swimming championship.
Yeah,
And let
I
me
bet
guess,
she.
this person. Go
I
ahead.
bet she had a feminist dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take a wild guess here, but I'm guessing that this man beat them by like an infinite amount of distance.
yeah.
Well, the thing is, he even had his feminist. She even had her feminist penis, causing drag and slowing her down. So it's even more impressive that she won.
Well, yeah, but it acts as a rudder, so it helps.
Only if you need to turn. I mean, you don't. You're usually just swimming in a straight line, and then.
Well, yeah, it keeps you on a straight line.
I get you.
You know what
But
would be really...
they've got the dividers in like separating the lanes. You don't need that. It's more harm than good. I'm sure of it.
You know what would be really awesome and would really piss off the right people?
If this
Is
person died,
if they made a website that kept track of the quote real Olympic winners.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
That would be awesome because it would be like they're not acknowledging us. We need to get rid of them.
No, I think we go all in. We say, congratulations, Leah Thompson. You are the greatest female swimmer. And all those losers who didn't even have the sense to be born male, what a dumb thing that was for them to do. They can just accept second place.
yeah. I mean, and if you actually look at what was, I can't remember what magazine it was, but that fucking freak that was appointed by Biden is now Woman of the Year, who's actually a fucking man.
Well, same thing happened with Caitlyn Jenner. She got Woman of the Year.
Yeah. What? I mean, if I was a woman, I would be pissed off about that. I mean,
Yeah.
that just goes to show you that men
If you were
even.
a woman, you would be a turf.
Well, to me, that just means that men are even better than women at being women. Obviously, if a
Yes,
man dressed
exactly.
as a woman can get Woman of the Year.
Johnny Hellcat, she won with 2 arms and a boat paddle.
Let's see. Woman beater on the left, victims on the right.
I like that one.
Only 3 of you together can be almost as good as me. Sad.
We found the patriarchy that dude was talking about. Well, so was there any kind of controversy around the women standing over there and just leaving this fucking shitbag all by himself?
Oh, I like camels. Leah Thomas wins the gold, her penis gets silver, and the women split the bronze.
I think Camel is winning. I think Camel is winning.
Yep.
Well done, sir.
Definitely.
Well done.
Just hanging a medal on your dick. And you got
the gold around the neck and then the silver hanging on the dick.
and you gotta maintain an erection so it doesn't fall off. You know.
Yeah.
seriously though, how do you think this all ends? Because this can't go on forever. I mean, it's gonna be undeniable at some point that all the trans people are winning all of these competitions, and they're gonna have to acknowledge that they have an unfair advantage.
No, no, no.
I
I think what's
love
going to
how
happen.
much. Go ahead.
At some point, the women competitors will get pissed off enough that they'll start,
No, I think what's going to happen is women's sport is going to be abolished. There's going to be like
Yep.
there's men's league, and then there's failed men's league, which we'll just call women's league.
No, what's gonna happen is that there's gonna be some sort of there's gonna be alternatives that pop up. They're gonna be trans exclusionary leagues.
No, 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 no. That would be bigoted. You can't have those.
Let's see.
No,
This
because
is
these people aren't tolerating it. I mean, you say they're gonna get angry about it. They're already angry about it. This picture
They're stepping it
shows
up.
that.
yeah, but like enough to like organize and actually air their
Enough to do
grievances.
something about it.
All right. This is better
Humans are
than
generally very lazy. I think they need to be pushed a lot further before they actually do something.
Well,
let's see,
remember that these aren't just regular activists. These are professional athletes, people who dedicate literally their entire lives to the activity.
let's see. This
Some-
is
Sorry.
better than my 400th place in men's.
That's true. That's about what Leah was getting when she was still William.
Yep.
This gold medal is going to get me so much pussy in the locker room showers tonight.
Nah, nah. I still like Kimmel's first one.
Yeah. All right, I'll give it another 10 seconds or so.
Yeah, but if anyone in the world, if any woman at the very least in the world had the sort of initiative to do something about this, it would be the athletes. Because athletes are people with initiative inherently.
Oh, Will's even got the exact number. 462nd is what
Wow.
Leah was when she was William.
Is that real or is he joking?
No, that's real. I didn't know the exact number, but I did know it was around that mark.
Damn. All right. Well, I think I'll cut it off there. So let's see. Oh, we got one more from Johnny. I'll let that one in. You should see my medal in the 100-meter diddle.
I don't think anything managed to top Camel's about the penis getting silver.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, all right. Well, it seems that Terry picked Camel. What about the rest of you guys?
I like the hate camel one, definitely.
Yeah.
I still like Johnny's. She won with 2 arms and a boat paddle.
Yeah. That one might be second place. All right. Well, I think I would have to go with Hey Camel too. So that makes Camel this week's winner.
Congratulations.
All right, and I'll just copy that down so I can tweet it out later. All
I'm
right.
surprised more people haven't been putting an R at the end of Leah's name.
Oh. All right.
Much like Leah's penis, I'll settle for silver.
All right. No, Camel, we don't do golf clap. Golf claps are gay.
Wrong show.
Wrong movie.
All right. So, on to our third article, which, given the headline, is shockingly not by Jaron Mays.
Wow.
Oh no.
The Rise of the Coonfluencer.
Wow. Do
What's
these
our
people
author's
hear
name?
themselves when they say that shit?
Who the? What's this person? I can't read that.
Oi, not nah.
Oi Natna.
You're gonna have to spell that for me.
It's spelled how it sounds.
OI.
Not.
OINOTNA. TNA.
Hey.
Oi, nah. Okay, I'm taking a look. What the? Oh, hold on a second. It's just got some. Wow, they couldn't even spell the word "want" right in their description. I want to help people feel comfortable talking about uncomfortable career and lifestyle topics. I want to help people. Okay, I'll see if I can find a picture of this shithead.
All right.
I
Not some-
won.
Not something that I ever wanted to write about, but something has to be said. If you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, it's black people shitting on black people to make money. I'm talking
I've
about
seen that
the
on Pornhub, actually.
I'm talking about the rise of the coonfluencer.
Oh God.
So
By
he's
the way,
criticizing black people who criticize black people by criticizing black people.
This guy has no
Now
picture.
you get it.
By the way, I think
No
I've picked
picture.
my name for Quiplash on Sunday.
Oi, not nah.
No, coonfluencer.
Oh, influencer.
12 letters, you can do it.
That sounds like an X-Man who like can mind control only black people. What
I
is-
could be brazenly homo. That would fit.
What is a coonfluencer? To know what a coonfluencer is, you first have to know what a coon is.
Ah.
A coon is a black person who shits on black people in order to appease white people.
What?
There is
Really?
another meaning of coon, which is another racist word to go with the ever-growing list for black people. But were the wrong word, going to focus on
no
the
one
other
ever
meaning.
mentions the cheese when they talk about coon.
Yeah, yeah. But
Because
the way
it's
that
from a country that doesn't even exist, Terry.
yeah,
Makes
so
no
the way
difference.
the author is using coon is the totally non-racist version.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coons
It's racist when everyone else does it.
Coons worship white people most likely because they've grown up around them and have been assimilated.
Oh, I need to find some coons then. I would love to be worshipped. Just for being white. Hell yeah. Just
Yeah.
order people around. I wouldn't need to order my own dinner. I'd say like, hey, you just walk up the road and get me dinner. That'd be awesome.
I thought
All
you
right.
guys did that with the abos anyway.
All right, I got a plan, Terry. Just go down to whatever Australia has for a hood and say that you're looking for coons. And I'm sure you can find some people who will worship you. All right, let's see. I grew up with a few of them in my backwards racist hometown. If you hear black people are bad enough times, you can start to believe it, even if you are black yourself. Coons can also come about if a black person has bad experience with black people and is dumb enough to generalize an entire race because of this. Yeah, you wouldn't want to generalize a race. For example, a black person may have grown up in the hood and had to deal with hood issues, which as we know aren't going to be good. If you're in the hood, you're going to have a lot of bad experiences with the black people around you because it's a shitty, poor environment.
And because they're black.
But when they look at the TV, they see this perfect image of other races and think that black people are the issue. They look at race instead of circumstance. A coonfluencer is a black influencer who creates a platform centered around shitting on black people because it's an easy way to get paid. Also, making white people happy gives them a great chance of furthering their careers.
I have an idea. Instead of getting upset for people who generalize about people living in shitty situations and acting shitty because of it, why don't you convince those people not to act shitty? You want to be upsetting towards someone. You want to insult someone. How about you insult the shitty people?
Sounded a lot like a
They're
coon,
not
Jack.
gonna feel guilty about it. Though.
Yeah, that's awful coon-like there, Jack.
Let's see. They lie and twist things as a racist would, but because it's coming from a fellow black person, it appears to carry more truth. But it's all appearance. The most important thing to note is that they know exactly what they're doing.
You want to know what I'm finding really wrong with this? Is that he's not capitalizing the word B or the letter B in black. So maybe this person himself is a coon.
I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's something to definitely think about.
Why do they do it? They do it because they want to make money and don't care what effects their actions have on others. They do it because they resent who they are and deep down want to be white.
Oh, God.
They do it because it's easy and it gets attention fast. Why are they
Here's an
so...
idea. Maybe they don't want to be white. Maybe they just don't want to be shitty, and you conflate black people with shitty people.
Now that would be racist, and this person is definitely not racist. Why are they so bad?
Who are racist.
Yeah. Why are they so bad? Black people have enough going against them as it is. People assume that we're involved in gangs, doing drugs, lazy, violent, etc. We don't need...
swim, like fried chicken, don't have fathers. Yeah, we know the list.
Yeah, leave a comment saying that you left out a few things. We don't need our own people going on big platforms telling racists that their racist thoughts are true and adding more to their arsenal. We have to battle with other races just to live an ordinary life. And now we have to...
Maybe if we stopped battling them, the crime statistics wouldn't be so skewed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, look at the time. It's about 13:50.
We have to battle with other races just to live an ordinary life, and now we have to fight with each other too. Coonfluencers are some of the most psychotic people you'll ever see. Lots of overly intense eye contact, stats, and twisting every story into one where the black person is in the wrong.
You can't be bringing out statistics.
Yeah,
Those make black people look bad, so they're racist.
Can't be dealing with facts or anything.
No, God, no.
Everybody knows statistics are white supremacist.
Well, yeah.
Yes, they are.
I mean,
reality is a white supremacist construct.
Math and science are also white supremacists too.
Well, wasn't that thing from the Smithsonian saying like objective reality is like white supremacy?
Well, that thing from the Smithsonian said a lot of crazy shit, didn't it? Like,
oh yeah, like being on time is white supremacy. Working hard is white supremacy. Speaking English well is white supremacy.
Is the 40-hour work week also white supremacy?
Well,
yes.
to be fair to the Smithsonian with the speaking English well thing, we've read Jaron May's articles.
Fair point.
Are we done with Mr. Coonfluencer?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Well, with the end of the third article comes the final game.
Final game.
And that is
the best game.
The final game of our lives.
Po or No Gender Edition.
Oh God.
It's B.
Where I'll give you 3 genders, 2 of which are from the LGBTIA wiki, which means they're 100% real, and 1 I made up. And you have to figure out which one is made up. And I'll even give you a short description of each one. Yeah.
I'm going to say C, even though we haven't even heard him. I'm going to say C.
I'm going to say they're all real.
All right. So, gender A. Toasted marsh gender.
God.
A gastrogender related to toasted marshmallows.
Oh
Mm.
God.
If that one's flag doesn't have like a fucking s'more on it, or at least a marshmallow on a stick over a fire.
I am getting a mental image of the type of person who would call themselves toasted marsh gender.
Do
It
look
is
like the
not
Stay-
flattering.
You look like the Stay Puft
I prefer
Marshmallow
Randy
Man?
Marsh gender.
Randy Marsh gender.
All right. Gender B. TF2 gender.
What?
Oh dear God.
A xenogender in which someone feels that their gender is strongly associated with the multiplayer first-person shooter game Team Fortress 2.
Oh God!
And
No,
Terry took that personally.
that one's got to be real.
All right. And gender C. Pickle Rick gender.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that one's fake. Gotta be fake.
Fictogender / meme gender related to the pickle form of Rick Sanchez from the TV show Rick and Morty.
I'm Pickle Rick.
That one is so fucking retarded. I think it's real.
All right, and I'll
Yeah.
start a poll in the chat so they can get in on it. And don't forget, one of the options is that they're all real.
Also, isn't calling it a meme gender just an admission that it's bullshit?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. A meme gender basically says you're making fun of the very thing that you're trying to be genuine about. Maybe.
So for Terry's sake, because Terry identifies as a gamer, I'm gonna vote with B.
I gotta stick with what I said. I gotta say C.
I'm gonna go all real, like I said. They're
Everyone
all
says
equally
all
retarded.
real.
All right, so let's see. So what'd you say, Jack?
B.
Okay, and Moon
I say C.
and Terry.
All real.
All right, and Della.
All real.
I want it to be
Okay.
all fake.
So we got a B and a C and 2 all reals.
Have we had an all fake one yet?
No.
No.
Okay.
Although to be fair, that would be a lot of work coming up with 3 fake ones.
You come
Well,
up
how
with one
many have you
every
come
week.
up with so far? They're all. How many have anyone come up with so far? Real or not, they're all
Exactly.
fake.
I mean, just look around and say like, oh, a beanie baby gender. There you go. Or like a fucking PVC pipe gender.
Well, yeah, but I gotta like think about how you guys would think. Like it's like 5D chess trying to
Hmm.
Shows what you know. I still only play checkers.
But black or red?
How
looks like
dare,
He's red, obviously.
right?
Wow, all real is winning.
looks like with 56% of the vote, Chad is leaning all real.
See, I was confident because, like, I could believe that people would make up these and legitimize any one of them. But now that everyone else is thinking that too, I'm not so convinced anymore. But oh well.
And what the hell is Team Fortress 2?
Don't ask because I don't want to know.
Terry?
I already know too
First
much.
person shooter.
Yeah, it's like a
Okay.
multiplayer shooter game, I think.
Okay. So what's it gonna be, Frosted?
Give it another 10 seconds or so for the chat. Got 17 votes in. Let's see.
Well, I mean, all real is going to win. There's no way the other options can catch up.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, I'll close the poll now. With 18 votes, all real has 50% of the vote. All right. And the answer is C is fake.
Look at that. I guessed it without even seeing them first.
That is impressive. Impressive.
Well played.
All right. Well, let's take a look at the flags for the real ones. So
I said the first
there's
one's gonna be like white, brown, and maybe blue or something like that.
there's
Why do I
toasted
get the feeling
marshgender.
that? Why do I get the feeling that there's gonna be like fan art of the spy in Mpreg under TF2 gender?
All right, and TF2 gender is there. We go.
What the hell is that?
The flag for TF2 gender. Won't you
I
pay
know
attention?
that.
Listening?
I don't get the symbol in the middle.
What
Guessing
the
it's the
hell
logo
is
for the
even
game.
Clearly a
that?
target.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's like the logo of the game.
Oh.
Tara, you played it, right?
No, I'm familiar with like some of the characters in the game, but I've never actually played it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've never played it myself, but I have absorbed information about it through osmosis, so I have no idea what the fuck that is.
I'm assuming it's the logo.
I'll take a look.
All right. Well, with the end of that comes our final article.
Oh yeah, that little symbol thingy is between the words "team" and "fortress" and the logo, or in the
that makes sense then.
yeah.
And I officially identify as Pickle Rick gender, which means I was actually right when I made my guess.
Yeah. Yeah, the tricky part is going stupid enough so that it seems real but not overly stupid, you know.
No,
So
that
were
was
you-
overly stupid.
Were you actually watching the show and you're like,
They
oh,
are.
Pickle Rick gender?
That
No,
was
but-
so stupid that I was like, it can't possibly be. It can't. That's a misdirect.
I've seen some of the show and I've seen that episode, but I know it's a big meme, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen the
I
show, but I
tried-
know the meme.
You're not
Is it,
missing
sir?
it, man.
I said I've never seen the show, but I know of the meme.
I've seen like 2 episodes of the show and I didn't like it.
I've seen a few
It seems like
episodes.
The show's annoying.
it's just stupid, but people
looks.
want to think that it's smart so that they feel smart for watching it. It's just
I saw
I mean,
a few episodes. It's not terrible. It's just not for me.
it's passable, but it's not good or anything.
And in chat, GBHFSC, you disgust me. Pickles are nasty.
Pickles are
I,
disgusting.
I like pickles, so
Pickles
GBHSC
are the
sounds like
be-
a good person.
Pickles are the best part of McDonald's hamburger.
I agree.
So
Yeah.
that first flag there, I'm guessing that's like representing the fire, and then the stripe in the middle is like the marshmallow.
Sure.
That's
Why not?
I'm looking at that. And I'm like, how the fuck is that in any way related to toasted marshmallows?
Maybe it's the color of the Jelly Belly bean.
It's not.
Della would know.
I know my jelly beans, bro.
No, that's the color of the toasted marshmallow.
No, it's not.
It's like
Okay,
off-white
maybe-
with like brown specks, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you see
Yeah,
any
fucking
brown?
orange.
in
Well, that's
that
what it
flag?
is.
There's no fucking orange in there, man.
Brown is orange.
You're fucking orange.
See
All
what
right.
I've started.
Let's not have
This is-
Brown
let's not
is just brown is
Actually-
literally dark orange.
let's
Jack,
not
this
bring up
isn't
the
saying
old
when you
Jelly
don't- you don't
Belly
have to
debate again, okay?
feel
Come
it.
on.
Don't fucking argue with me, boy.
See, now Will wants a toasted marshmallow now.
I do too.
All right.
Graham crackers.
Well, now it's time for the last article of the night, which brings up a question that I'm sure everybody's asked at some point.
Okay. Before we go on, I have to
Nope, too
address
late.
this. I have a
What?
bag of Jelly Bellies in front of me, and Delahazed is right. It's not dark enough.
Why are so
What did I
many
just
men
fucking say?
pedophiles?
Oh god.
Better question: why are so many teachers pedophiles?
But only the male ones, I assume, yeah.
Even better question: why are so many Democrats pedophiles?
Almost all women know that grown men are attracted to teen girls. It's something we learn growing up, watching adult men look us up and down from the corner of their eyes, thinking we don't notice. In middle school and high school, men would approach me in public, ask for my number, or pursue me on the internet.
Is this a woman? Is this a
I assume
woman?
so.
I need to get the name of
Yep.
this stupid bitch.
Cara Gamel.
Spell the last name, please.
Gamel.
Is it Cara?
K.
Oh, Kara. Okay. Okay.
It's impossible for any young woman to ignore,
Whoa.
and eventually it becomes clear just how prevalent these predatory preferences are among the male population. A 2018 study published in Science Advances observed 200,000 users on online dating services, concluding that women peak or garner to most attention from the opposite sex at 18, the youngest age allowed on any dating service. Men, on the other hand, peak at 50. Furthermore, in his 2014 book titled Dataclysm, Christian Rudder, founder of the popular dating website OkCupid, analyzed the online activity of male and female users. Rudder found that women tend to prefer men their own age, while men at any age, even up to their 50s, prefer 20-year-old women, the youngest age that Rudder included in his data measurements. So why are so
Just
many...
quickly, my computer is saying I'm not connected to the internet, so I don't know if I'm going to be like roboting or anything, or maybe even just drop. So fair warning, if that happens, that's why.
You sound fine to us.
All right. Yeah, you sound
Okay,
fine
it's just
now.
my laptop says there's no internet connection, so I was worried that maybe there'd be some sort of problem.
So why are so many men pedophiles and hebophiles? Files is. Okay, apparently this was written by Gollum. Why do so many grown adults find barely pubescent teenagers sexually attractive? Why lust after children? 20-year-old children.
I mean, once they're post-pubescent, it's kind of natural that you would see them as sexual. That's the point of puberty.
No, it's just men are sick is all.
Well, there's that too.
Let's see. Every time I ask men this question, they give me the laziest and most pathetic excuse for an answer. Biology.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically what I said.
Younger girls are simply more, this is quoting, younger girls are simply more fertile. It's basic evolution, they say, demonstrating
Correct.
their painful lack of understanding about evolution and nature.
Why do I
Oh,
get
of
the
course.
feeling? Why do I get the feeling that this person is about to cite like gender theory bullshit to us? The course of human evolution is nothing compared to a field we made up 5 years ago.
The truth is, it makes no sense for adult men to find teenage girls attractive, even when accounting for biology. The female reproductive system is not fully developed until around age 24.
What?
Which is
Well,
why...
maybe you can answer why in the course of human history every single society values younger women who are of fertile age.
Also,
Like
I'm not
every
sure...
single one.
Also, I'm not
Because
sure...
men are pigs.
I'm not sure our dicks can detect when a woman is 24 exactly.
A well-trained dick can.
Yeah.
Like Dick
like
Wolf, the guy who
like
did Law and
the
Order.
bloodhound of dicks, you know. The
I mean,
equivalent to
once
an
you become
engine
a super
search
seducer, it's
or a
just
search
reflex.
engine. All right, let's see. Which is why very young mothers are considered high-risk pregnancies. In fact, pregnancy and childbirth is the leading cause of death for women ages 15 to 19. Teenage mothers are much more likely to miscarry, as their bodies are not yet equipped to carry a pregnancy to terms. Back in the age of hunting and gathering, pedophilia was, and still is, an evolutionary disadvantage. A grown man solely attracted to teen girls is going to be less fit, as many of his children will die before they are even born. As for the children that do survive, many of their mothers will not survive the process of labor and childbirth, leaving the baby to starve, as there was no artificial formula milk in the past. A non-pedophilic man, on the other hand, is far more physically fit, as he is attracted to reproductively mature, healthy women that can effectively carry a child to terms. In turn, the non-pedophile's superior genes will spread far more rapidly and easily than the pedophile's weak, defective genes.
But just to be clear, if pedophile means like little kid, if you're attracted to 20-year-olds or even 18-year-olds, that's not pedophilia. That's very, very different.
No. I mean, look, if I see an 80-year-old man with a 18-year-old girl, I think it's a little creepy. But then again, who am I to judge?
I mean, if I see an 80-year-old man with an 18-year-old girl, I think that dude must be loaded.
Yeah.
I mean, if I see a guy with an 18-year-old girl, am I supposed to be like, hey, she's not completely fertile yet?
See, you're a good ally, Frosted.
Yeah. And no GBHFC. If they're not old enough to bleed, they're old enough to breed. All right, let's see. So why are so many men pedophiles? If there's no evolutionary advantage to pedophilia or hebephilia, then we can only assume the problem is socially induced. For a culture that holds such a merciless disdain for pedophiles, pedophilia is so deeply prevalent and disturbingly normalized. Although
I mean, I won't lie to you. At this point, seeing all the Democrats and seeing all the actors and all the teachers, yeah, I mean, and considering that literally no one has been prosecuted, that there's evidence suggesting they went to Epstein's Island. There's been no ground on that whatsoever over the last several years. You're not entirely wrong. There has been some normalization of pedophilia, except it's probably not in the way that you're suggesting.
Although teen is no longer the top porn category, and has not been since 2012, it is still a very popular genre of porn. In 2018, the word teen was searched 33.5 billion times on Pornhub. The performers in these videos, who are in their early 20s, or sometimes in their late teens, barely old enough to be working in porn. These porn movies often sexualize pigtails and schoolgirl skirts and predatory power dynamics between teachers and students. I'm pretty sure early 20s is not pedophilia.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
To this person, it is.
It is not just the porn industry that does this, but the film industry as well. Mainstream TV shows like Sex Education, 13 Reasons Why, and Euphoria will cast adult actresses to play underage characters in order to shoot full frontal nudity or sex scenes. Even more
Why do I get the feeling that this author is insecure because they want to diddle a 12-year-old?
Or this woman has powdered eggs, if you catch my meaning, and is jealous of all the 20 something year old girls.
That could be.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Even more PG-13 type shows like Riverdale will use adult actors to play high school sophomores in sensual softcore sex scenes. This has completely warped public perception of teenage girls and their still developing adolescent bodies. Because of Hollywood and the pornographic content, people genuinely believe that the average 18-year-old student looks like a 25-year-old supermodel. And so nobody bats an eye when adults express their attraction to 18-year-olds. But they don't look like adult models at all. The average 18-year-old looks completely indistinguishable from the average 16-year-old. A lot of them haven't even had their braces removed yet. Oh, we lost Terry.
Aww.
He went to look up teen porn.
Ooh.
But I thought that the whole purpose of the exercise of not allowing pedophilia in society is because younger people are not mature enough. So what age would you like to be? What age would you suggest goes from not mature enough to mature enough?
Apparently it's 24 when they're fertile enough.
Yeah, no, it's just an opinion, and every society has a different age, and they're all roughly clustered around the same area, unless you go to Japan, in which case it's like 13. Uh,
Mhm.
but it's you gotta pick an age, and I'm sorry, but you have to acknowledge that at some point a person is responsible for themselves. And I think that happens before the age of 24. I would bet that this person thinks that younger people should be voting.
Are you suggesting that young women should be responsible?
No.
Because that's pretty hateful right there.
Dante corrects me, it's 14 for Japan.
Yep. Which is why I still say Glass Japan. Alright, let's see. A lot of them haven't even had their braces removed yet.
You've already said that.
Wow. A 2014 study conducted in the UK and published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior asked a sample of heterosexual men to rate how sexually attractive they found adolescent girls ages 14 to 17. Okay, that sounds kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's very creepy. I mean, it doesn't even say how old this sample of heterosexual men are.
Let's see. Although the men were more attracted to older legal teen girls, the study found that most heterosexual men are attracted to underage girls. In addition, the response time when rating the attractiveness of girls under the legal age of consent was longer than the response time rating overage girls. This implies pedophilic men are more hesitant to admit their attraction to a minor, even anonymously, but experience much less guilt when admitting their attraction to barely legal teenagers. But why would they experience guilt when saying they're attracted to legal women? This is why it makes no sense when men in their upper 30s and 40s try to justify their attraction to 18-year-old girls by saying she's legal. The truth is, if a grown man is attracted to an 18-year-old, he is just as capable of being attracted to a 16-year-old, even if he is reluctant to admit it. And if he is willing to have sex with an 18-year-old... Oh, Terry's back.
Yay.
Yeah. The author might be right. It might be very difficult to distinguish between an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old, but that's the reason why we have laws. Because a man knows he's not supposed to have sex with a 16-year-old, so he doesn't do it.
And if 16 and 18-year-olds are so indistinguishable, then why not 18 and 20-year-olds or 20 and 22-year-olds?
Yeah, there's a certain point you have to cut it somewhere. You have to say this is the age, and you can't really do anything else about that. And I'm sorry, but everyone's going to have their own opinions, and you know what they say about opinions being like assholes.
Jack is one. That doesn't work.
Gays put their dicks in them?
Yes, yes, Frosted. Gays put their dicks in opinions.
Heh. Never knew that.
Yeah. Educational stream.
Yeah. Alright, the truth is, if a grown man is attracted to an 18-year-old, he is just as capable of being attracted to a 16-year-old, even if he is reluctant to admit it. And if he is willing to have sex with an 18-year-old, he would be just as willing to have sex with a 16, 15, or 14-year-old if it were legal. The only
That's
moral...
a bit of a stretch.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah.
depends how tight she is. The only moral code that these men abide by is the age of consent, whatever that may be. Those pieces of shit are obeying the law.
Yeah. It's the law. They're following the law. What's your problem?
This becomes most apparent when men charged with statutory rape try to defend their crimes with, "She told me she was 18," as if it was ever morally acceptable for a middle-aged man to stick his dick inside an 18-year-old high schooler.
Why
It is
not?
because it's
Why isn't it?
legal. They are an adult. They are capable of thinking for themselves.
I mean,
Society has determined that's the age where you need to put the rubber to the road and be responsible for yourself.
they're old enough to vote and, all that.
They're old enough to vote. They're old enough to die for their country. They're old enough to make their own decisions.
Let's see. I remember...
Except for sex. Except when it comes to having sex. Then they're too young.
I remember I first started getting sexual attention from grown men in the 7th grade, when I began wearing crop tops and short shorts and my mother's red lipstick. I did not recoil at the attention, but welcomed it as a means for external validation. In my own head, the men were not at fault, as I had taken measures to make myself look older, more mature, more womanly. Of course they were attracted to me, I thought. However, now, I am no longer a teenager, but an adult woman studying in college. When I look back at photos from the 7th grade, I can only cringe. I looked like a child, scrawny and awkward, no curves, a certain innocent nativity to my expression. Okay. Even in my old high school photos, sporting my frumpy, unflattering schoolgirl uniform with knee-high socks and that itchy blazer, or perhaps dressed in my old cheer outfit, I looked so young. My face was the face of a baby, and yet, from freshman to senior year, adult men gave me so much attention. There needs to
So
be
you're
a
saying that you got older, and as a result, in previous pictures, you look younger.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Is that you look younger in photos where you're younger?
Yeah, this was shocking to her. Yeah. Let's see. There needs to be a massive cultural shift. It should not be acceptable for porn studios and movie studios to sexualize teenagers. It should not be excusable for grown men to proclaim their attraction to a girl the minute she has a birthday and becomes the legal age of consent. Pedophilia and hebephilia should not be the prominent issue that it is today. So when is it okay to sexualize?
Apparently, to
Never.
this person, always.
No, never.
You just can't get enough, apparently.
Yeah, and yeah, in chat, if she got no fur, get your fingers out of her. Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I have for tonight, gentlemen. So I'm going to shill my co-hosts and guest. Not Jack Gunsky has Not Quippers United on Sunday at 7 p.m. on his channel.
I don't want your photograph. Sorry.
All right. Let's see. Moonshock has his Twitch channel linked in the description where he plays games that aren't as good as Super Seducer. Terry Diamantis is on Johnny Hellcat streams, Six's Sober streams. He's on Johnny Hellcats and One Ton Hammer's Minions Nights. He's on Quippers United. And I think that's it.
There was Minions Nights as well.
Oh, and Della's Minions Nights. All right. And anything you want to shield, Della? Della?
Nope.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, we actually won't be able to do a stream next week, but we should be back the week after.
Cool.
And we'll be at the same time, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. So we'll see you guys the week after next week.
Boy.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.